This video is about how to get logged in to the Adobe Creative Cloud for the very first time. By now, you should already have the Creative Cloud installer on your computer. If you don't, please talk to me or email me and I will help you get that on your computer. So the first place we need to look for the Creative Cloud installer once we have it installed is in our application files on our hard drive. My application files are going to look different than yours because I already have everything installed on my computer. So first we're going to go to our hard drive and double click on it. A dialog box will open and then we need to go into our applications. Within our applications, you should see a Adobe Creative Cloud icon. Yours is going to look like this new rainbow design, Adobe Creative Cloud. So we need to go ahead and click on that, double click on it. So this is, let's call it the installer or launcher for the Creative Cloud. It needs to think for a couple of minutes. It's trying to figure out my password and username because I've logged in several times on this computer. And it looks like it's going to go ahead and identify my account and auto log me in. So I'll just kind of talk you through how to log in to the account. When your dialog box opens, you'll have a screen that says, "Welcome to the Creative Cloud," and you'll have a place to sign in. So this is my sign in, and my email account is different than yours. Your username will be the first part of your school Gmail account, the very first part of your school Gmail account. If it asks for the entire thing, then go ahead and type in your entire school Gmail account. You will use your equals and your lunch number for your password, and it's important that you select that it is a federated or school account. Then go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you're going to see a bunch of different apps. So I'm going to just give you a quick tour here. We have the opportunity to use the Creative Cloud on a desktop computer, on a mobile device, and also through a web browser. Right now I'm using the desktop version. There are many apps that we can install. You do not need to install them all for this class. You can explore them if you want, but you need to be careful that you don't install too much on your computer that you fill up your hard drive. We're going to start with Photoshop and Lightroom. You can install Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator if you want. It is used for making vector graphics. I also have this Camera Raw app on here too. So what's kind of nice is that there's different categories of apps based on what you're doing with the Creative Cloud. So if you click on photo or photography, it's going to give you a suggestion of all of the apps that the Adobe Creative Cloud has for editing photos. What's nice is it kind of gives you an overview of what these apps do. And some are a web-based application and not a true app on your computer. You can see I already have several of these installed on my computer. So they say open. Yours will say Photoshop install like this. So I need you to actually install Photoshop by clicking on that button. It might take a minute to do so. If you want Lightroom right now, you can go ahead and install Lightroom. We will use it later in this semester. And then Adobe Bridge is definitely a helpful tool as well for organizing photos and making contact sheets and looking at metadata on files. So that's one that I usually have installed. Let's go ahead and install that because I need to update it. So I'm going to click install. It's going to say wait. If 1,000 people are downloading it at a time, it will take a while. You can kind of click through these if you want to see what apps are available. So if you are interested in doing video editing, you can see all the video editing apps, and there's a bunch more over here. There's some learning tutorials in here and some other things, but today we just need to get in and install Photoshop. We're going to go ahead and let it install. And this is also a dialog box where you can open your programs. So you can go ahead and just click open Photoshop after it installed. So we can open it for the very first time. It might take a minute, it might take a while, because the first time Photoshop opens, it will give you a bunch of pop-ups and like a tour, like an online tutorial of the workspace. Mine is not doing that because I've had it opened before. The other way to get to Photoshop is now to look in your program files because it's installed. And if you click F4 on your keyboard, if you click the button F4, your programs come up. And so there's my Photoshop. It depends on how many programs you have, where it shows up in your list. And as you can see, I have added Photoshop here because I use it all the time. If you want to add a program in this bar down here, I think it's as simple as, let's just try it, where we drag it down there. Now I just added Adobe InDesign in my quick launch bar down here at the bottom, where I have like one-click access to the program. In another video, I will cover the basics of getting started with your first project in Adobe Photoshop, how to open a file, and the basics of the workspace. But for now, you know how to install Photoshop and how to install other Adobe apps. You can install Photoshop, Lightroom, Adobe Bridge, and I also recommend Illustrator if you like to draw. So there's other ones that we will learn along the way, but for this class, those are the main apps that you need. I will help you learn them along the way. Thanks for watching.